Well, hi guys, welcome to me, Nandita Khemka. If you look at the markets at this current juncture, we are doing pretty well, cruising along above that 19,800 mark. And if you look at the broader end of the markets, there's a fair bit of strength there as well. With the small cap index, gaining somewhere around nearly a percent or thereabouts. Sensex also, trading around that 66,500 mark as we speak. Overall strength in the markets led by almost all the sectors because most of them are trading in the green bar in the realty pack. That was, in a bit of a spot of a bother today. But aside of that, if you look at the Nifty advanced decline ratio, it's almost 2.5:1. So every 2.5 stock, every 2.5 stock gaining, we have one stock losing for that. So 2.5:1 is where the advanced decline ratio is at. So breadth tilted in favor of gainers. If you look at some of the top sectoral movers, Nifty Bank is trading with gains of 0.6% or thereabouts. You've seen HDFC Bank numbers come out yesterday, and the markets are reacting to that. HDFC Bank gaining somewhere around 0.7% or thereabouts. Aside of that, you have FMCG, metals, and pharma. All these sectors are doing pretty well today. On the Nifty, BPCL is the top gainer. Mind you, crude has come off a bit from $90 a barrel, on hopes of a deal with Venezuela where the sanctions will be eased. Hopes that the sanctions on Venezuela will be eased. So because of that, Brent crude has eased off a bit, and that's reflected, in the stock prices for BPCL. That's the top Nifty gainer. You have the likes of Power Grid, some of these life insurance stocks like HDFC Life and SBI Life doing well. Some consumer names are doing well, including the likes of Tata Consumer, ITC, and the likes. On the losing end, a few losers today. You have just about 7 to 8 losers on the Nifty. The likes of L&T, Asian Paints, UPL continues to languish. You have Tata Motors as well as TCS on the losing end today. Let's talk about HDFC Bank. Of course, numbers came in yesterday post market hours. Net interest income is slightly below estimates, and margins have come in at 3.4% of total assets. Of course, numbers are not comparable on a QOQ or a YOY basis, given the fact that it's the first quarterly earnings report card that the bank has handed in after its mega merger with HDFC. So if you look at the asset quality, it has deteriorated slightly, but that was being baked in, given the fact that, of course, the merger impact was supposed to come through in the quarterly report card. Citi, if you look at what Citi has to say about HDFC Bank, it is a buy rating target price at 2,110 rupees per share. The return on asset has been maintained at 2% by the bank. And the management commentary was also fairly bullish on the future growth trajectory, wherein they said that they will look to maintain ROA at 1.9 to 2.1%. So the street has digested these comments pretty positively, given the fact that that's visible in the stock prices as well. So Citi says that the sustenance will be key going forward, and Morgan Stanley, even that has an overweight rating on the stock, target price at 2,110 rupees per share. It believes that NII growth will accelerate here on, and so that's why another positive view coming in. But if you look at HSBC, it has a buy rating. It has cut target price to 1850 from 1930 rupees earlier. It says that it has also cut the FY24 to FY26 earnings estimate by 2.5 to 4%. And even though it has maintained that the risk reward ratio at the current juncture looks favorable. Aside of that, what will be in focus will be Bajaj Finance. Numbers will be declared today. 30% YOY profit growth expected, but margins could come under pressure due to higher cost of funds. Before the numbers come out, the company has said that it will buy 26% stake in Pennant for 267 crore rupees. Pennant buy is basically to strengthen its tech roadmap. Bajaj Finance numbers will be out in the second half of the session. We'll be watching out for that. Aside of that, Maruti, this stock is also in focus, given the fact that the board has approved the issuance of preference shares to Suzuki Motor worth over 12,000 crore rupees, and this pref issue will take place at around 10,420 rupees per share. The stock has come off, quite a bit from the day's high. It was in fact trading in the flattish to negative zone last time I checked. Aside of that, let's talk about some of the other stocks. Grasim also in focus, given the fact that the board has approved a 4,000 crore rupee fundraising plan, although it has come off the day's high. In fact, I think last time I checked, it was in the red. Let's talk about some of the mid-cap movers then. You have Dalmia Bharat Cement. It came out with good numbers, but Nomura has downgraded the counter to neutral from buy. In fact, it says that Nomura sees limited upside going forward, given the fact that the company has been lagging in the race to acquire or to widen its market share. So that stock was under pressure, down 3% or thereabouts. Aside of that, ICICI Securities in focus, given the fact that the stock has hit a fresh 52-week high on the back of strong profit and revenue growth in the second quarter. What was not doing well was Trident, given the fact that there are CNBC TV18 sources that are indicating that the IT department is conducting searches at its premises in NCR as well as Punjab. So that stock was under pressure, in trade today. Tire stocks are in focus, given the fact that CEAT has reported a surprise upside in margin, 230 basis point margin expansion on a quarter-on-quarter basis. In fact, profit has also seen a multi-fold jump, and not just CEAT. In fact, it has ignited a rally in all of the tire stocks at this current juncture. So you have the likes of MRF, Apollo Tires, all of them gaining in trade. From the Nifty 500 index, let's look at some of the gainers there. MRPL, that stock was up 12% in trade. Clearly one of the buzzing stocks today. Jindal Worldwide, Gujarat Pipavav, ITI, Karur Vysya Bank post numbers as well, doing well. On the losing end, you have the likes of Dalmia Bharat, which I just mentioned, Sterling and Wilson, as well as GNFC. Remember, fertilizer stocks were gaining in trade yesterday. Today, GNFC at least has come under pressure, and Trident, as I mentioned, is one of the other stocks that will be in focus due to the source-based news on the IT department searches at its premises. But those were all the movers and shakers in today's session. In the second half, of course, we will be watching out for earnings from Bajaj Finance. That's crucial. And tomorrow we will see earnings from Bajaj Auto as well. So auto earnings kick off from tomorrow, and day after tomorrow we have quite a few numbers from the FMCG space, the likes of HUL, ITC and Nestle. So it's an earnings heavy week. We are at the current juncture, we are cruising along 19,800, in fact closer to 19,850 or thereabouts, and the breadth is also looking fairly strong. So we'll have to see whether we can maintain the momentum today and end the day above that 19,800 mark. Well, with that, it's a wrap on this midday market mood check. Of course, I'll be back with closing bell at 3:30 p.m. So don't forget to tune in for that. But for now, stay tuned to Moneycontrol for all your other news and updates.